Hello there, my name is Richard McMahon from the interview training company PassMyInterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to prepare for and pass a USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview. So if you have one of these interviews coming up, please do make sure you watch it from beginning to end because this is what I will cover. I will teach you how to prepare for your USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview. I will tell you what to expect during the interview so there are no surprises. I will tell you sample USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview questions, the likely questions that will come up, and I will also tell you how to answer those questions so that you are fully prepared. And I will also give you a USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview checklist. Now this checklist is a simple form that you can go through, and that will make sure you are fully prepared for this interview. So let's get into the tutorial and cover the USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview questions and answers. So what happens during the interview? Well, you will be asked a series of interview questions by an officer, and the number of questions that you will be asked can vary. It depends on the answers you give. However, I suggest it will be around 8 interview questions in total. So we need to prepare for 8 interview questions, which we will do in a second. Now the questions asked will be dependent on the officer who is asking the questions and, more importantly, the answers you provide. Now my advice is to prepare for the interview questions that are coming in a second. And if you follow the advice that I give you, then the questions asked should be to a minimum, which is good news. So whilst how you answer the USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview questions is really important, it is also essential you come across in a friendly, positive and cooperative manner. And you also, this is very, very important, have to be honest in your answers. Do not lie. Make sure you are truthful in everything you do. So, what to do at the interview? First and foremost, make sure you get to the interview location with plenty of time to spare. Do not be late. Now there will be lots of people there waiting to be interviewed, so you want to get there organised, and you'll want to go through that checklist that I'm going to go through in a second, and make sure you have all of your documentation with you to make the officer's job as seamless as possible. Now be personable, polite and respectful. So be friendly, but also be confident. Now I understand that you will be nervous when you go there for your interview. They are used to that. But if you are honest, personable, friendly and polite, you will be fine. Now maintain eye contact with the interviewer. With the officer who is asking the questions, maintain eye contact with them. Be honest in your answers, as I have already stated, to those questions being asked. That's really, really important. And also be accommodating. And don't be defensive in any of your answers, okay? Because that's not going to help you. So be accommodating and do not be defensive, really important. Okay, let's work through those USA Tourist B1 and B2 visa interview questions and answers. Now, the first thing they're going to say to you is, can I see your passport? So have your passport ready, because this will be the first thing that they are going to say to you. So when you hand it over to the officer, just say, no problem, I have it ready for you right here. And then just give it to them. So do say something when you hand over your passport. Don't just hand it over and don't say anything. Just say, hello, no problem at all. I have it ready right here for you. And then give them the passport. Now, the next question could be, so how long are you planning staying in the US for? How long are you planning staying in the US for? Now, you will know this, or you should know it. So just give a short, concise and honest answer that you can back up with evidence if needed. So I would say, I plan to be here for just 2 weeks. And then I would show evidence of your return flight ticket. So this is one of the things that you should take with you, because one of their concerns is, and some people want to go there to stay and they want to work, which you can't under this visa. So say, I plan to be here for 2 weeks or however long you are planning to stay there for, and then show evidence of your return flight ticket, because that then proves that you are planning on leaving for sure, because you've already got your ticket. Next question. Have you ever been denied a visa before? Now they will check, so be 100% honest in your answer. So it's either yes I have or no I haven't. But if you're dishonest, your visa is likely to be declined. So please don't be dishonest. Be truthful and just say yes or no. What's the purpose of your visit to the US? Now, you have a couple of options when answering this interview question. What's the purpose of your visit to the US? You might be visiting for personal reasons, perhaps on vacation, visiting a tourist attraction, or maybe visiting friends and family, etc. Or you might be there in the USA for visiting for business purposes. You might be attending a business meeting or attending a conference, for example. So, if you are able to, take along with you any evidence of the purpose of your visit. Now, this might be an invitation letter from a friend or relative, or an invitation email, a booking form for a visit to a tourist attraction, for example, or a booking confirmation slip of your attendance at an event or a conference. So do take along with you some evidence of why you are going there, the purpose of your visit, what is the intent, why are you going there, because they'll want to know that. So if you say, I'm just visiting friends, then you are likely to get asked additional questions around the reasons for your visit to the US. So my advice is to either say, yes, I'm here for personal reasons, here on vacation, and I'm going to visit a number of places. Or you might say, if you're visiting friends, I am here visiting my friend whom I went to college with. So say who your friend is, because then they will say to you, well, where is your friend right now? So do be prepared for additional questions if you are visiting friends. So don't forget, there are strict rules in regards to visiting the US for business purposes. So make sure your business trip fits in with the criteria that is permitted. What's your employment? Okay, so what do you do? What is your work? So again, be honest in your answer to this question. Now, if you are unemployed, it's no problem, but just explain how long you've been employed for and be prepared for additional questions around your intent for visiting the US. So I would say, I'm currently between jobs, but when I return back home, I have a few interviews lined up as I'm looking to get a new job in sales or something like that. That shows that you are prepared for when you go back, you're looking for work. But specifically, you are not going to the US to work because you can't do under this visa. Okay, next one. Are you traveling alone? Well, my tip for this is a very easy question to answer. A simple yes, if you are on your own, is fine, or no, I am traveling with my mum, for example. But if you are traveling with somebody else, then the officer would expect them to be with you. So say whereabouts they are. How will you support yourself whilst you are in the US? So this is another pretty much guaranteed question. How do you intend to support yourself? So where you can, provide evidence of how you intend supporting yourself whilst you are visiting the USA. If you have sufficient funds for your stay, for example, prove it by any of the following means. So that might be your latest paycheck. It might be a bank statement. So take along a couple of these with you so that you're not going there and you haven't got sufficient funds to support yourself while you're there. If you've got money in your bank account, then take along your paycheck with you or your bank statement to prove it. Or let's say a friend or a relative is going to support you, then take along a letter with them. Take along a letter with you that says that they are prepared to support you during your stay. Now, I'm going to come on to this checklist in a second, which is the USA Tourist B1 and B2 Visa Interview Checklist. But before I do, if you want to download these slides, plus the checklist that's coming now, there is a link that's appeared in the top right-hand corner. You can click that, and then you can download these slides and you can use them during your preparation for your USA Tourist B1 and B2 Visa Interview questions and answers. So, let's have a look at this checklist. The first thing, make sure you have your passport with you. Make sure you take your return flight tickets or a booking confirmation by email, for example. Evidence of any funds that you have to support yourself whilst you are over in the US. Perhaps a letter of invitation or an email invitation from a friend or a family relative. A booking confirmation for any of the attractions that you are going to visit, or perhaps even you're booking a hotel or a conference center. The exact reason for visiting, and if you've got any kind of evidence to prove why you're visiting the US, please take it with you. Make sure you know the location of your interview and get there with plenty of time to spare. Always be polite and cooperative. Do not be defensive in your answers. Be polite, positive. You can smile as well. And don't forget to maintain positive eye contact. And above all, do not lie. Be honest at all times. It's very, very important. So, if you would like to download these slides, do click that link. I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. Please give the video a like. Thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you all the best.